Yo, it's the Land Assassin. What's up? What's happening? Hey, wait a second, bros. Yesterday, according to Into the Bee, I should have glasses. But luckily, I guess, he wasn't right. But my dudes, this is day 30 plus, I don't know, is it 17 now? 30 plus 17 days of consecutive fishing. Let's see if we can get us a BBL plus. We're gonna quietly sneak over here. You guys have seen us fish this area before. We're gonna quietly sneak over and see if we can get ourselves a BBL plus. These waters right here are known to have them, at least BBLs. What up, Steve? What's happening, Unlimited? The Muppet legs are pumping, as Unlimited likes to call them. The Muppet legs are pumping. All right, guys, are we gonna mess around today? Probably not. I'm gonna drop a jig on them. First attempt. We're gonna put some thump gel on it. I gotta feel out the current. I gotta see which way this current is headed. It is very stagnant out here in terms of air, which is good for the kayak. What up, Dead Rabbit? Let's turn this kayak in the direction of the cast. And here we go, boys and girls. We should put on our sun covers already. We are beginning to sweat. It wouldn't take long. Let's see how long it takes for us to get a bite. That's what really matters. The sweat was, we knew it was gonna happen. We gotta stay as stable as we can. Luckily, it's a Monday and there's not a lot of boat traffic going through here right now. If there was a lot, we would be rocking. Oh, Dead Rabbit. It is definitely scorching hot, bro. But it is mind over matter, my dude. If you don't mind, it don't matter. Definitely scorching hot out here. Desert may not been type of heat, but in the end, heat is heat. Cuba 22, what's up? All right, just as I said that there is no boat traffic, I see a boat. Headed my way. We will be ready to rock and roll with it. Lean with it and rock with it. I should have probably been watching my jig on the fall right there, but anyways. Let's see how the fish are adapting to this sort of temperature. I'm gonna try and land me a kayak BBL. I don't think I've done that. We've done a lot of things on this channel, but I don't think I've landed a kayak BBL. Not live, at least, because we went on the kayak over there in Georgia, and then we went on the kayak out at Duck River. But we haven't done it and landed a good fish. $22, I'm just gonna assume you're referring to temperature, bro. And you're not complimenting me. And dude, I don't even know why my socks up like this, like I'm in a freaking 80s workout video. That part I don't know. But I'm just telling you, bro. If there's a sock check, these guys will never catch me slipping. Sock check, fool. Why, shallow. He's down, fool. They'll never catch me slipping. Eventually, the sun will be shaded. There's a hook set. It was a terrible hook set. Dang, what a terrible hook set. It was a hook set. It didn't feel too big. Dang it. We got to get our kayak wits about us, guys. Yo, bro. Clearly yesterday, the real Creel showed himself. And Mr. Creel is not the real Creel. The new real Creel is Parrot Creel. I think my rod tip is too high. Dude. It's the last chance for love. Look at these, bro. Look at this. Sock check, fool. You'll never catch a gangster slipping with his socks low, bro. That's the only reason we got him like that, dog. I was gonna get a water, but I just realized that those waters have been chilling this whole time. Okay, watch out. Sock check, fools. If I can't get a man hook set sitting down, then we're gonna stand up and get a man hook set. And we're about to sit back down. Now that we see that boat headed towards us, we will sit our basses down. We are crazy, but not dumb. Can that boat even see me? I hope he does, because I'm kind of close to the bank. Oh, we're about to get waked, fools. I didn't set the hook on this at all, guys. This is not a great hook set. This is not a great hook set. Let's keep the line tight on them. We got to keep the line tight. It is probably just a Little John, but I tell you what, that was not a great hook set. Little John and them up. This looks like a Little John. Or, no, could be a Little Juan. We'll just flip it into the boat, dogs. Washalo, dudes. And we continue our non-zero streak. Kayak, schmayak, bro. Washalo. Jigging them up. Thank the good Lord for this fish right here. This fish right here is probably a Little Juan still, but close to a Little John. Thank the good Lord. We got our first fish. It's the last dance for love. It was not a great hook set, guys. I'm just going to assume that it's already locked in the weight. Well, I'll just do it over the side of the kayak. Can't see it. That should be good enough. Sure did. All right, guys, this is just a Little Juan. This is an orale, bavatos. The streak continues. We streaking, dogs. I never thought I'd do it, but I'm out here streaking. Got a live studio audience. Got a live studio audience. That was right. I didn't hear any cheering, booing, nothing, bro. The live studio audience could care less. Why does he fish so many days in a row? Because he's a maniac, maniac, blah, blah. I think that's what we're saying right there, guys. Let's see if these water bottles are hot. How'd you guys like that little flash dance right there? Creel thinks I'm gonna fall, but watch out, Creel, because he's a maniac, maniac on love or something. And the GoPro is just rocking. Now that's just chaos, bro. Correal. This kayak has the stability of 100 wrestlers. But thank the good Lord that we did catch that one, guys. Our streak continues. I believe we are 30 plus, who knows what. I don't know if it's 16, might be 17. I just need to drink a spot of tea. Because I tell you what, this water is hot. But hot tea works for me. That fish right there, guys, weighed 2 pounds, 11 ounces. Washalo, bros. Here we go. Let's cast back out there. Woo. And we'll put our mask on because we got to mask up. That sun is reflecting directly off of the water. Where's my mask? What up, Don? So we are hoping to catch that BBL plus right here, guys. We know that there are quality fish that live here. How do we know that? No, we cannot see through the water. I mean, I can. I got eagle eyes, polarized eagle eyes. But you guys cannot. But I can assure you, based on previous catches, there are quality fish that reside in this area. That right there was a little Juan. It was puro orale, bros. Our normal hook set probably won't be utilized here. 30 plus 17. Yanni, bro. Yanni. Now, if you guys are familiar with my gente, Yanni is short for Yanila. Yanila is short for some phrase that is utilized by my gente. But we are masked up, guys. We are good to go now. Masked up, hood up. We will last. We will outlast this heat. Oh, I think I was just hung in something right there, guys. At least I hope I was, because that was a little more quality of a hang up. Snazook. Tom's saying we're doing some bangers with music. Those aren't actually me, bro. You gotta thank 22 AI for that. I'll never take credit for something I didn't do. But 22 AI, dog. That's the vato who produces all the music for the channel. He's the music producer. Dudes, if for some reason the GoPro overheats, I will just get back to you when the heat is off. Because right now it is toaster strudels here. Oh, Moon's here. Ahora sí, now we can start catching the big uns, bro. Yo, Latin, got my 3 T-shorts. Well, that's weird. I didn't know we sold T-shorts, bro. And my hoodie. They all fit and look so cool. For some merch shots. Kiwa Colin, what's happening? Well, thank you very much, Bromance, for purchasing the merch. Silly the hay that you have provided her, even though she's lame right now. So we did a little more troubleshooting, guys. Well, not really troubleshooting, but figuring out what was going on. So Mercury said, yo, bros, that's not us. That keypad is a Ranger thing, so get with Ranger. So now we'll get with Ranger, which we'll get with Ranger, well, we'll call tomorrow and see what Dawson, because they are a somewhat local Ranger dealer, see what they say. My guess is it's not under warranty, but what do I know, right? Hopefully I know nothing and it's under warranty and I just need to take it to them and then it'll get fixed, but I doubt it. You always gotta plan for the worst and hope for the best. Work 9 hours out here in 94 Celsius. Come on, bro, we're just dumb Americans. We can't convert that, bro. Creel. I didn't know that misspellings bothered you, bro. I will only make fun of 50% of the misspellings. I mean, you guys make fun of the misreadings, so you know. I mean, all I'm gonna say is I'm glad that I don't have to wear that mountain lion loincloth because, dudes, that right now, who moved my camera? Creel, are you? Oh, my camera's just being stupid now. Hold on, guys. Probably gonna get, something's gotta give here. Why is my camera stupid? What happened to my camera here? Get pues camera. Oh, the technical difficulties, bro. Woe is me. Woe is me. What I see. How about that, guys? Now let's see if I'm not hung up somewhere down here. Creel, I only read them as they're typed because sometimes I misread them and then, you know, I gotta be accurate. Dudes, I'm gonna hit one of those birds accidentally, of course, with a jig, half-ounce jig flying right at them. And that will all be accidental. I don't mean birdies. We got a 307 point some change Kelvin going on here. Dang, I didn't know the nerds were gonna show up today. Tom, silver is down. Silver is down. Her keypad is not working, so I cannot engage the motor. Trolley motor works just fine, but I mean, you got to choose. You want to hassle with that, or do you just want to go out on the kayak and just be like, fine, I'll use this instead? Because that is a beast. Plus, I don't have a fish finder on the front, and I'm not moving it a second time. I'll just leave it as is. Now, I believe Creel was not happy with the size of fish that I caught yesterday to keep the streak alive. He expects every fish to be a giant. And so do I, dog, but if we got to keep the streak alive, dog, we'll do it any way, shape, or form. Yo, this is a switch out of necessity, dog. You got to be able to adapt and overcome. So, Silver's keypad is not working. But the streak must continue. I don't know. My fish finder's not on.
Oh, okay.
Sorry about that.
Oh, no, you're fine.
I could turn it on.
Way too hot in the back, I can tell you that much.
Yes, sir.
Have good.
You too. All right, guys, we are hung up. That little girl was waving at me. And we are free. Let's turn on this fish finder, guys. You guys, that the fish finder, remember that I will be giving away at 100K subscribers. Pero anyways, it's not up to me when that happens. The kayak with this fish finder, I mean, except for the fishing rods and me, those are not those will not be in the giveaway. So here we go, guys. Creel, if I stood up to give her the gump wave, you know I would have done the gump dive. Lieutenant Dan. Yo, simply, I appreciate the offer, player, but all my fishing is uncharted and chaotic. We just fish around and find out, my dude. And if we find out that we couldn't find them, then it is what it is. We ain't got no pressure, dog. It is appreciated, but not necessary. We gotta first get our kayak legs as we don't know how long our kayak legs will have to be engaged. All right, if I was on silver, how would I be visualizing this? This is the bridge near Mordor. Mordor is in that direction there, Colin. We have caught one, and we missed another one, but that other one must have been small. I'm currently dropping a jig down there. I said I was gonna go hard on them. We didn't mess around with a worm. I just said, let's go straight jigging, dog. We keep it real. Let's cast to Mordor. Colin wants to see what trolls lie in Mordor. Let's find out. Let us fish around and find out. Or as it's been heard once or twice, fish around and find out. Fish around and find out. BBL's in the house, I think, or hit the floor. Either way, BBL something. Fish around and find out. Yo, Steve, once on a pond, Hobie Juan did have a co-angler on it. Well, I mean, once with me. Another time with the Mustache Maniac. The Mustache Maniac was cruising on the same pond. But, dude, my uncle was on the back of this kayak. And we just floated around and caught a couple little fish in the neighbor's pond. But you had to get them ready for Guntersville. You can't just throw a desert rat straight into fishing a lake like Guntersville. You gotta be like, all right, bro, let's go where we're gonna know what a bite feels like, get the bite, and go from there. So he did good there, and then eventually he caught some on Guntersville. If this angle doesn't work for you guys and you want me to give you an angle that's that has more scenery, I can lift the camera up. You guys just got to let me know. You know, guys, you can voice your opinions and be all like, yo, was it ribs? No, bro. Dudes, all right, let me tell you a story. I'm gonna tell you a couple stories about ribs. So, I will post these photos. I will post them on whew, that's some nice warm water. I will post them on the community page. So, dudes, we came over here on some float tubes, and I told this idiot, I was like, yo, I'm going to go. It was me, the Mustache Maniac, and my brother. And I said, dude, we're going to go out on float tubes, and if you can't hang, you're going to, I think I just got bit. You're going to be on your own, bro. And then he's like, wait, I can hang. I'm this, that, the other, you know, all this Mexican machismo, like he can't be phased in whatever. He knows no limits. All this other stuff, right? But that fool was all like, yeah, I can do it, dog. I was like, all right, but I'm not going to bring you back, fool. So if you're stuck out there, that's going to be your problem, bro. I ain't going to bring you back. And he's all like, wait, bro, I'm this, that, and the other. I could do this forever. I catch chickens, vato. Look at my freaking forearms. Look at my hand muscles. Look at this little muscle right here on my hand. And I'm like, dude, none of that matters when you're out here kicking your feet, dog. Do you catch chickens with your feet? Because, like, you need legs, not freaking hands. So then the guy, he's there, And this is the exact area, bro. Because we went from the other side of this bridge. There's like a little ramp over there. So you have to kick your legs all the way from there to here. All right. So we got one vote for this view. So, I mean, I can move it up just a tad if you guys want. However, so then the fool, we had gone, I mean, essentially this, but on the other side. I don't know if you guys can see that. So all that causeway right there, but on the other side. And we started paddling around. We fished this bluff right behind us. We were just paddling around this, that, and the other. And so I was like, let's go somewhere else. And then we had to go all the way back, right? And this is in the summer, so it's hot, all this other stuff. And then right about here, my brother is all like, hey, way. And I was like, what? And he goes, way, my leg, way. And I was like, what about your leg? Way, my leg, way, it's hurting. And I was like, so? And he's like, well, I can't get back. And I was like, what are you talking about, dog? I thought you said you could do this, that, and the other because you're all chingon and blah, blah, blah. He's like, wait. When that car hit me and I broke my leg, way, ever since then, blah, 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 blah. Let's see you paddle with a rod in your leg and this, that, you know, all this crying stuff. And I'm like, dude, did you barely realize that you had a titanium rod in your leg? Or have you had this for multiple years and you should have realized that you weren't going to be able to make this trek? I mean, he was essentially freaking samming us because he was all dead weight, right? So I was all like, bro, so did you just barely realize this or what? And he's like, wait, I didn't know that my leg was. I was like, nah, bro, if I knew it, then you should have known it. We are in 20 feet, just FYI, guys. I don't know if you can see that on the fish finder. I was like, then you should have known that, bro. And he's like, wait, bro, you don't got a broken leg. I go, neither do you, dog. Your leg was broken many years ago, and you walk on it, you do all kinds of stuff on it. I was like, you're just being lazy, dog. And then he, that's grass. That's grass. Okay. It was definitely grass, guys. Or maybe not grass, but line. Holy moly. It was line for sure because it was just kind of hung up there. And it just kind of stayed. And I've been like, there's already been like maybe 2 or 3 times that it's happened right there. And I'm pretty sure that's just line. So yeah, he ends up crying. And I should have just left him there and he would have figured it out one day. But as a good brother, I tie a rope and now I got to pull this fool in. And what is this fool doing as I'm pulling him in? He ain't kicking. He's doing nothing but leaving his feet dangling. And he's drinking a beer. And I'm all like, what? I was like, bro, what are you doing? You could at least kick a little bit. Oh, wait, I thought you were taking me. And I was like, oh, my God, this son of a gun. And I was like, okay, all right. And then the final straw was when he said, well, if I'm being dragged in, I might as well troll something. And I was like, oh, you got to be kidding me, you son of a... And I just let him go. And I said, bro, you here. We were already mostly all the way over there. I was like, nah, dog. Bro, not mine. So I had to use my legs to tow him in. And at that point in time, I was like, nah, this fool will never do that again. So Tropical Road? What's happening? Saludos, random scrolling, and found your stream. Que pues, what's happening? Welcome to the stream, dog. We're just out here fishing around, finding out, seeing if we can't catch ourselves a big bass. Pero que pues. So, what do you call it? So then my brother, he called me last night, dudes. He called me last night, right as soon as I get off my 1-year live stream. Yo, bromance, every story I tell you on the Rodcast is real, dog. Every single one of them. I mean, we will say some absurdities. We will go on tangents, but the premise of the story is real. You know, just tangents that happen and we laugh about, you know, where we make up other stories. But every story is real. So then this fool, he calls me last night, bro. He calls me last night, and so he caught a good fish at Duck River, right? I don't know the actual size, but he caught speaking of Duck River, yo, simply I appreciate it, dog, but me and the BBLs just have a holler when you see me kind of relationship. So if I see them, I see them. If I don't, well, then they just ain't got love for me that day, and we're good. But what do you call it? So he calls me yesterday at the end of the live stream, and then he's all like, yo, bro, because he posted a picture on Facebook. And then he was all like, I don't know what he said. Something about holler when you see me at Duck River or something. I don't know. And since I hadn't heard from him in a long time, on that post, I just put, who this? And then he says, it's your brother, Way. And then I post, I got many of those, bro. You got to be more specific. But then he calls me last night. That was just a little tidbit of information that you guys needed. So then he calls me last night after the Rodcast. And then he's all like, yo, bro, just aggressive, dog, comes in hot. He's all like, hey, Way, who the F is your brother? And I was all like, what are you talking about, dog? I was like, bro, I don't understand where this conversation is going. And he was like, yeah, who's your brother? And I was like, bro, what is your point? And then he goes, hey, Way, Way. Hey, Way, I got to go fishing tomorrow, Way. Oof, I got to go fishing tomorrow. And I was like, yo, you're an idiot. You work tomorrow. And then he's all like, yeah, Way, but I'm just going to call in and I'm going to sell someone my loads and then, you know, I'm going to go fishing, Way. And I was like, bro, dude, don't be an idiot. Just go to work. He was like, no, Way, I need to get on the boat with you. And I'm like, dude, the boat's non-functional right now. What happened to it? Way? I was like, I've explained this 100 times, bro. So if you weren't watching the Rodcast, well, then you don't get to know. So I said, if you weren't watching the Rodcast, bro, I've explained it 400 times, so I'm not going to do it again. And then I was like, and he didn't even call me, bro, so what does it matter? So then he's all like, hey, wait, well, are you going fishing tomorrow? And I was like, a huevo. Those of you who are not bilingual, that's, it means of course, but it's like, yes, an egg, or yes, like an egg, or something along those lines. I don't know how to directly translate it, but it does mean like, of course, like it's an absurd question to ask. You're like, a huevo. But my brother, he asked it anyway. And so he asked it, and then he's like, hey, wait, what are you going to go in? And I was like, I'm going to go in the kayak. And he's like, oh, well, I'll go with you. And I'm like, no, you're not going to go with me. He goes, yeah, Way, I'll just go. And I was like, dude, I mean, I'll give you a float tube. And he's like, nah, Way. Well, okay, Way. Yeah, I'll take a float tube. And then you could pull me. I was like, bullshit, I ain't pulling you, dog. We already discussed this once. Because there was a second time, bros, where he was in the float tube. And I dragged him, no joke, from here all the way to past Mordor to that island. And the whole time, bros, this is a little tangent. You see how these stories go on a tangent. The whole time, he's crying. He's crying about, hey, Way, slow down, Way. My hand, it's getting tired. Because he was holding onto the back of the kayak. My hand's getting tired. And I was like, dude, you wanted me to drag you, so I'm going to drag you. And I'm not slowing down, because if I slow down, then I'm going to end up having to, get all this momentum again. He's like, wait, I need a break. I go switch hands, dog. But either way, that's neither here nor there. That was another story. So then the dude, he was like, hey, wait, yeah, I'll just go in the float tube. And he had a float tube. I bought 3 float tubes. One, he may or may not have paid me for. I don't know. I mean, brothers, right? So he may or may not have paid me for it, but I gave it to him. It was one for me, one for the stash, and one for my brother. Well, me and the stash have our float tube still. He doesn't have his float tube because he had a dog. He had a pit, and apparently that pit tore up his float tube. So then he's all like, hey, just give me a float tube because you don't use yours. And I was like, bro, I ain't giving you nothing, dog. You had one. So then he's all like, all right. So he says, hey, let me a float tube and then you could drag me. And I'm like, bro, I ain't going to drag you again. We already did that once. And I'm not going to do it again. Hey, wait. Hey, don't be a feminine canine, bro. And I was like, bro, dude, I ain't dragging your dead weight around. And he's all like, nah, wait, blah, blah, blah. So he was, needless to say, on some liquid courage at that point in time. And then finally some sanity comes in. And then Kimmy comes into the room and is all like, Tino, just leave your brother alone. You're not going fishing tomorrow. Hey, Kimmy, I gotta go fishing. And I'm like, bro, hey, Kimmy, is there something wrong with this fool? She's like, yes, he's illubricated. And I was like, yeah, I thought so because he was all swole when he was talking to me. I was like, I don't know why he would come out here and just start saying some things. But either way, chicken loads, Creel. Chicken loads. Chicken loads. So then that fool, he was there and like, hey, wait, I gotta go fish this pond. The morning bite, bro, the morning bite. And I was like, dude, just go to work. What the heck is wrong with you, bro? You get some liquid courage in you and then now you think you don't need to go to work? Don't be stupid, bro. But then Kimmy finally saved me. I was like, thank you, Kimmy. Thank you for saving me from this guy. Which, I mean, that's the way it would have gone down. That fool, he would have been crying, hey, wait, it's hot, wait. And I'm like, yeah, I know, fool. So pull your own weight. Oh, that's the other thing. Oh, bro, this was like one of the dumbest things I've heard him say in a while. He was all like, he said, wait, that was like 6 years ago when you had to drag me in. I can do it now. And I'm all like, hold on a second, dog. Let me get this straight here. You believe that someone, and it was more than 6 years ago, that someone like you who couldn't do it when you were younger, all of a sudden, because 6 years have passed, you're gonna be able to now magically pull your own weight on this float tube. That's what you're saying. He's like, yeah, way, I'll be able to do it now. I was like, dude, you're more viejito than you were before. So how do you expect to be able to do it now? He's like, don't worry about it, way, I got it. And I was like, all right, this guy is a total moron. But yeah, his claim is now that he's older, he's going to be able to hang and cruise on the float tube. That right there is the level of idiocracy that I had to deal with. I mean, I gave you guys a level of idiocy during the Rodcast, but I never subject you guys to things like that. I was like, come on, dog. That makes no sense. There's just no way. No way that that's possible. You're viejito. And for those of you who are not bilingual, viejito is old. You're an old man, and now magically you can paddle for days. Que pues, dog. But I guess liquid courage does that to you, you know? Liquid courage gets you to the point where you could do anything. I never know because I don't partake in liquid courage. But maybe that's why I'm in a constant state of, yeah, I think I could do that. But yeah, he wanted to come out here, guys. But of course, as always, you never see him. He talks a lot of shad, but never produces. Dudes, I don't even need a trolling motor, bros. Look at this. I just throw this deep crank, 20-foot diving deep crank, and I'm just pulling myself forward. I'm trolling myself. And I don't mean that in the internet sense. I mean it in the sense of fishing trolling. But I will troll myself if I can. Easy target, dogs. We are now in 14 feet of water. Now there is going to be ebbs and flows here, guys. These fish will chill, then they'll bite, then they'll chill, and then they'll bite. So I'm really too concerned about it. I've been mainly throwing a jig at them. I'm gonna switch it up after this. I'm gonna switch it up to a worm. I'm gonna throw that biz bait worm. That's gangster. I'll throw it, I'll slow roll it. They'll bite it. And then we will rinse and repeat. But we are self-propelled, both in determination and in kayak propulsion. Dang, bros, right now, my shirt is soaked. It's basically like I was in Flashdance. Flashdance. Liquid courage makes you feel good. Creel's out of here. Your line is wrapped. Whoops. All right, guys. Let's switch to that biz bait worm. I have a biz bait worm on, guys, but we're going to give them one that is brand new. We're going to give them some of that new. But where did they go is the question. Oh, I was also going to throw a Nico down there. Forgot about that. Well, that's interesting. Where are those bizbait worms? Moderator, are those bizbait worms in the truck? Is that where they could be? Got him! Found him. Pull out another water bottle while I'm in here. We will save this bizbait worm for another battle, another day. But not right now. Right now. It is game time. Moderator. Yo, bromance, I am not sharding their butts. because I didn't bring anything to shard them up with. Let me double check this. I didn't bring anything to shard them up, so we're gonna go as we are. Au naturel. Let me take a look. Oh, yep. Sure enough, we don't have that subscriber giveaway on there, guys. Yanni bros. Yanni. But either way, I'll just tell you guys right now, there was a subscriber giveaway going on. I don't know what today is. Is today Monday? Might be Monday. I think it's Monday. There's a subscriber giveaway going on, guys. All you got to do is be a subscriber and put a comment in my 2.5K subscriber giveaway video, and you'll be entered to win a Bass Pro Shop, a $50 Bass Pro Shop or Tackle Warehouse gift card. It's that easy, vatos. And female ladies, how do I have no GPS fix? Okay, let's get some side imaging on the way back. Actually, while we're on this side, we'll cast in that direction. Moon says, yes, unfortunately it is Monday. But check it out, Moon. That's one day down, dog. There's an alarm going off. Pretty sure it's not my alarm. So this is a little tricky situation here. I mean, I seem to be like no current just hanging out here. But it's a little weird because silver would hold me. So we got to do some adjustments. Remember, guys, if we catch a 6-pounder, then we will pay out a $50 BBL Plus giveaway during the live. This is a location that is possible. I mean, we're on Guntersville, so I guess technically anywhere is possible. But this location right here, the bite is usually a bigger bite. Oh, you little fish. Very interesting. I was definitely cruising with my line a little bit. Or with my bait, sorry. Guided bass unit 57. How are you live and recording? Alan up north. I don't. I'm assuming like you're just asking what camera I'm using for this live. I am using a GoPro, which may or may not die later on. Nobody knows. But I'm just using a GoPro. Now you need to have some form of internet connection. Multiple forms of internet connection. Your cell phone, which is not going to be that great. I mean, you can do a hotspot. Currently, we are rocking a Starlink. Moon, this is definitely BBL territory. I've caught multiple good sized fish here. It has been said, I don't know what that feels like. I don't know if that's a rock. That's a rock. All right, that's a rock or some other kind of structure that I'm stuck in. But it wasn't a bite. Hopefully that hesitation saved us. Because I was going to set the hook in that like there was no tomorrow. But we are free. And as we only go where the good Lord places us, we will now go back in this direction. We got hung up right there, so we will go in the opposite direction. Will you get off my guide, fool? We will now go back to the location that we were. But you guys can see, I think you can see my graph. You see all those hazards down there as I'm side imaging? Maybe you can see the graph, maybe you can't. But there are multiple hazards down there, guys. I'm talking about that right there is just down there. That is why we call it Mordor, because it is crazy down there. A lot of rock, a lot of danger. Oh, it's all good, Alan. This channel has nothing to hide, dog. Not even my socks on top of my sun-covered leggings, bro. So while I'm slow rolling this worm, I could be a little bit more interactive with the chat because they have doors out there. More doors. Long socks is a must-have, bro. You never know. If I'm out here in the street, somebody might do a little sock check on me. They'll be like, hey, sock check, fool. I'll be like, wash out, bro. Sock check. Sock check. My sock game is on point. But yes, guys, if these fish start firing, they are going to be good-sized fish. So I have zero problems being in the kayak, floating right here, casting and fan casting this entire area, because this is where they live. We've seen it. And this will also save my legs from having to do a lot of work. I mean, right now it's 307 degrees Kelvin. According to the Mustache Maniac, potentially it is a feels-like temperature of 307 degrees Kelvin. Well, not the Mustache Maniac. I don't feel my worm, but it's not a bite. It is definitely not a bite. Jerry Rig. The sock game was sick. Dang. That means 22 sock game might be straight up eternal, bro. His socks, when he takes them off, it still looks like he's wearing socks. That means he's an OG to the game. I mainly wear socks in this situation. Remember, guys, one time I got a sunburn so bad being on the kayak that I got a fever and I ended up getting gout. Got a gout attack from how crazy that sunburn was. Was definitely dehydrated. It was crazy. A la nalgas. For those of you who are not bilingual, nalgas are butt. Your nalgas are your buns. And I got hung up over here, so I said, the buns. Mordor is not for just anyone to explore. Very interesting. I think that had to have been fishing line, bros. I popped out of something, whatever I was in, and then like something was on there, but it wasn't really, I don't know. It just came off. It didn't really feel like I was pulling down, but keep in mind, guys, like we're adjusting to kayak life. So in the boat, I can feel what this fish's bite is going to be like. In the kayak, if I'm I'm a little hesitant because if I feel something kind of moving, I don't know if it's me moving, if it's the fish, what the deal is. So I got to just get the kayak legs, bros. Just a matter of time. We got to get engaged, re-engaged. Yo, bro. Now, I understand if you're going to charge extra if your feet were in that pick. But if you're just showing your ankles, bro, que pues, you're going to charge us for that? That don't make no sense. Feet pick, apparently, that's a thing. But, like, for ankles, bro, I feel like we're getting ripped off here. That should be, like, the teaser. Be like, all right, I'll send you the ankles. I'll send you that tan line for free. And then after that, I'm going to have to charge. So, Jerry, I would almost agree with you, dog, but I know that there's a lot of fishing line here. And that's why I feel like it's kind of just, it was just, I popped out of whatever that was, and I was reeling up, and I just got caught on the fishing line. Because there are days where I won't get caught on fishing line at all here, and then there's days where I just lose all my tackle here. Because the fishing line is thick. So it's tough. It's just an adjustment period, guys. This is the second time that we've come out on this kayak since Silver came up lame. But we'll figure it out. It ain't rocket science. And the only reason we wouldn't figure out rocket science is because that's a lot of reading, dog. And reading is for nerds. Now, children, if you are watching, any kids watching, just read. Reading is important. But this adult doesn't like to read. Yo, John, what's up? John, so the keypad on Silver is currently no longer functional. I'll just pin your message, moderator. Or I'll just report you. So yeah, the keypad is not functional, so I cannot enter the pin to the, you see right there, guys? I didn't know if I was drifting to it or what the case is. But we'll just adjust, dogs. But yeah, John, we got a call tomorrow. We called today. We called Merc and was all like, yo, bros, is this under warranty? And they're like, oh, no, that's Ranger stuff. I was like, all right. So we got to call Ranger tomorrow. Well, a Ranger dealer. And then they can look up to see if it's still under warranty. But my guess is that that's going to be a no. And then we're going to have to see how much it's going to cost. That feels like fishing string right there too. There's a lot of fishing string right here, guys. And we don't have the backing of Silver. Silver would give us the platform to be able to pull up on this. I pull up like, but this kayak, Hobie Juan, he doesn't allow for, like as I pull, the Hobie goes. Let's see what we got here. This might be one of those speaking it into existence kind of things. Now I'm wrapped up on my guide. Don't worry, guys. We're good. Creel doesn't need to get excited that we're going to fall in the lake. We just got to get this off the guide. All right. Let's see here. Yeah, see, that's just fishing line. As soon as I pulled up on it from that angle, it's just a lot of fishing line. That's what I'm talking about, dudes. Somebody's fishing line is now wrapped all over my fishing line. Looks like a crappie fishing line because this is barely their fishing line. Where's the leather man? And that's what it felt like in that other spot. It's like it gave. I got out of whatever was down there. Could have been a brush pile, could have been anything. And then next thing you know, I'm in some line. And I think the reason that I'm getting stuck is because my toothpick is sticking out a little bit. I don't know why. Oh yeah, moderator. If you're out and about, can you give me some toothpicks? Sorry guys, this is the not so fabulous portion of fishing. Or I gotta get all this stuff off. John, always looking on the bright side. He said, well, at least I'm gonna get some exercise. Uh-oh. There's some other kayakers. Dude, this other line is freaking hung in there sick. It won't come off. It will not come off. My bad, dudes. It is somehow wrapped all on my line. Okay. Okay. Now we're back in action. Hopefully I don't have abrasions, but we'll see. All right, here we go. I didn't know that was a rule of kayaking, bro. Yo, uh, past events, we have been slowly not exposing our position. Oh, well, we're about to get waked sick. '22. What exactly scares them away? The act of. Oh, that was weird. I think I was stuck in something. Very weird, though. Colin, are you trying to get me in trouble here, dog? I'm focused on the fishing. We gotta turn. We gotta turn and face the wake. There might be a second round of wakes going through here, but we'll worry about that later. Yeah, moderator, but make sure, if you could just make sure that the toothpick is double-sided. Oh, so they don't like what they're seeing, and they're all like, oh my God, let's go to another spot. I'm learning all these kayaking rules, bros, because we don't frequent the kayak. But, I mean, I'm here to be educated, guys, so if there are kayak rules, like ways to mark your spots, then just let me know, guys, and I will. And I will adapt. But if you guys are lying and I end up freaking doing dumb stuff because of your suggestions, well, I'm going to be a little mad. I mean, I already look like a fool. What's the kayak called that comes with paddles? Micah? I'm not exactly sure. Do they all come with? I mean, I thought they mostly all came with paddles, but I could be wrong. These have these little kickers, a 360 drive. Somehow I got eelgrass 400 miles under the sea. Pedals. So this particular one is a Hobie 360 Pro Angler 316. I don't know if they all have this 360 drive. Now this 360 drive, you can go in any direction, so I can do an entire 360. I don't have to like hit a spot and then go counter and go counter, essentially counterclockwise or counter whatever, in order for me to change direction. We're going into Mordor again, guys. It's a little toasty, bros. We gotta get ourselves a drink of water. What happened to my water? Nope, that one's empty. I don't like having my rod tip up this high, guys. It's out of the norm for me. I think I just missed a bite right there, guys, but anyways. Yo, this is a toast to you, Moon. We have down 2 liters of water. There are times that water makes me miss fish, so I have dubbed drinking water a weakness, because then I have to not have my frickin' hand engaged on the reel. I'm thinking about throwing a shaky head down there. And I got them all tied on. But this is a ball shaky head. A ball shaky head, I get caught in the rocks a lot. Okay, I think I just need to relax, enjoy the heat. Oh, that felt like a bite, but there's a boat coming. I don't know where. I can hear it. Okay, it might be that I drifted a little bit. What would silver do? I gotta channel silver's energy. Okay, that's a rock. That's another rock. Just let it chill. Gotta see where exactly I am. Now that's gonna be, actually, if I cast in that direction, I remember catching some off of there. Do it for silver, bros. Okay, that's a good cast. So what's up, guys? How was Monday? I mean, I gotta be a little quiet because there's people next to me, so they might think I'm crazy, but we could still have a conversation. You know what would have been the best is if I had done the 1 year right here and then there was people there. That would have been classic. They would have seen live theater. They would have loved it. I took my anchor off, guys. I don't think it would do me any good in 20 feet of water, but my anchor only goes to like maybe 10 feet. How many of you guys appreciated that Thunder game last night? The Thunder are now the NBA champions. Spoiler alert, they're the NBA champions. I don't think that was a good hook set, but there should be a fish on. Probably not a good hook set. He's not a big fish, he's just a little one. He's just a little one, guys. He's not a big one. Just a little one, guys. Not a big one. But just a little one, guys. Nothing big, no tag. We're gonna let him go. Oh, thanks. It wasn't big, but it was a bite. They're bigger here, but it's a bite. Can't complain. All right, guys, so it was in that angle. I had said that I had caught some from that angle, but the problem is that it wasn't that big. It was a fish, though. Simply, I have never fished Neely Henry. It was definitely an orale. So the anchor system that you're talking about, I don't know anything about. And here's the thing, 22. Now, I don't know. I don't know how long I'm keeping this kayak, because that's up to you guys. As soon as we reach 100K, well then, you guys can have this kayak. Somebody can. But until then, I'm just gonna keep it exactly the way it is right now, because if I invest more into this kayak, that just means you guys get more. And I'm not fixing to, or I'm not looking to dish more, doc. Because then I'll be all like, dude, I put a trolling motor on it. I did this, I did that. And then that's when it's going to hit 100K and I'm going to be all like, ah. My kayak is gone. Oh, no, dog. I would never lead you astray. I've never seen that place. So we've got 2 fish here, guys. They are not the size that I am looking for. Bro, thick. YouTube's gonna demonetize me. Dude, I'm thinking it is slack, dead calm here. I don't feel any current. I'm not complaining. I'm just stating what I'm feeling. Just like Obi-Wan said, these are not the fish you are looking for. They are not, dog. I need to use that Jedi trick. Come on, baby, one time. We need that BBL plus. I'm gonna switch to a shaky head in a little bit. The shaky head will have the Dizzy Diamond on it. Not exactly sure how I'm gonna drive that shaky head through these guys' mouth, because this trocar right here, it does good work.